Hey guys, so the demo for Sunbreak just came out yesterday, and I wanted to talk about what I thought about the demo, the new monsters, the new map, the new seal bind, everything that's new in the demo. And in the background, you'll see a hunt on Malzeno with the bow solo. It's barely sub 10, so I'm sure it's gonna be a ton of much faster run in the next few days by other players. But I just wanted to have a somewhat clean run while I talk about the demo in the background. I think there are some good things in the demo, and I think there are some not so good things, so I'll talk about everything. To start with some good things, I think the new map, the jungle, which is a remaster of one of the old map, is great looking. It looks amazing. I think it looks really good. Probably one of the best looking map in Rise that we know about, so I'm happy about this. The new monsters, Astalos looks fantastic. I think I only killed him twice, so I don't know him too much, but I think he played pretty well. I liked his moveset. I think he was pretty good. So I like Astalos. I think he looks good, and I think he's pretty fun. Now Malzeno is where I spent most of my time. I think I killed him about 10 times. I think he's good overall. I like the way he looks. I like some of his moves. I don't love him. I think he has a lot of good moves, but I think he also has a lot of moves that are very annoying. And I don't mean annoying as in difficult, I mean annoying as in truly annoying. Like he's gonna jump on you, he's gonna do bites, and they're not hard to deal with, but he's gonna end up on you, and you can't see anything because he's gonna take the whole camera. You're gonna get stuck on his limbs, you're gonna get stuck on his hind legs. He has some attack where he finishes the attack past you, so his head is in the opposite direction, so you just can't aim at his head, you just see his tail. So all his attacks where he ends up being either far away from you or behind you is just really annoying. It feels like you're constantly trying to get away from him, which is not fun for me. But overall, he's fun. He has some good attacks. He's not bad. I don't hate him. It's just that I don't love him. He has some moves that I just don't like. That's it. Another thing that I don't really like is that in base Rise, every single monster has a topple mechanic. That means that they're gonna be charged up, they're gonna enter a different phase where if you do enough damage, they're gonna fall over. And that means that when you're at endgame with endgame gear, most of the monster are going to be falling over non-stop, like literally non-stop. And it looks like the new monsters in the demo are the exact same. Malzeno has a topple mechanic. Obviously, Astalos has a topple mechanic. So what I'm a little worried about is that in the final game, when we have actual sets with actual damage, those monsters again, like in base Rise, are going to be on the ground 24/7. That's what I'm a little worried about, but I guess we'll see. So let's talk about the new seal bind, the Butcher's Bind. I don't like it. I don't think it's good. I think it's extremely gimmicky. I think in the final game it's gonna have a very niche use if you really want to cut that tail, and you can use that skill to cut the tail, but overall I don't think it's gonna see a lot of use. It doesn't do a ton of damage, at least from what we can see in the demo. It's slower than just shooting normally. So we'll see in the final game, but I really don't think we're gonna see that Silk Bind very often. The new swap evade also, I'm not a huge fan of. I think it's very clunky in the way it works. And for bow especially, for other weapons I can see it being used, but for bow, at least so far, we don't have a ton of seal bind that are being used. We have Dodgebolt that is going to be used most of the time. We have Herculean Jaw, and that's it. There's no need for anything else. Switch you can switch between absolute power shot and normal power shot, but I don't really see the use in mid game for bow to swap between one loadout to the other. In the final game, maybe I'm wrong, maybe we'll see more use, but so far I find it to be very clunky and not very useful, at least for the bow. Other than that, the bow feels exactly like it felt in base Rise, so I'm not gonna make any judgment on the weapon itself. If you liked it in Rise, you're gonna like it in Sunbreak, I think, because it feels exactly the same. Dodgeball feels the same, the rhythm is the same, they didn't change anything fundamental on the bow. I didn't take a look at the motion value, so I don't know if they changed the bow's damage. It's hard to know in the demo because we have a set that is not so great, but we'll see in the final game. The flow of the bow though feels exactly the same as in base game, so you know, that's it, just that. Also, the controls, it looks like the controls have not changed at all from what I can see from base game to Sunbreak. So if you're used to the controls, that's great. I do wish they made some improvement, especially on mouse and keyboard, because there's still a lot of things they need to improve on. Mouse still has mouse acceleration. There's still a limit in the vertical or high you can aim. You're still locked. The inputs sometimes don't work that well. Sometimes the inputs are not registered. For combo control, sometimes the input is going to do another action than what you want to do. So the controls are fine, especially if you're used to it. It's not unplayable, but I do wish they made some improvement. So to sum up my thoughts about the demo, I think it feels exactly like Base Rise. So if you like that, if you liked Base Rise, you're gonna be happy because it's just more of the same game. Obviously we don't know the end game, so we'll have to see on the full release, but the flow of the game feels exactly like the base game. For me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Rise gameplay, but I still play the full game, of course, and I'll finish it, and I'm curious to see what the end game is and everything. But if it's exactly like Base Rise, I don't think I'm gonna stick around too long once I finish the game. I'm curious to see if you guys were able to kill Malzeno solo with the bow. It's a difficult fight on the demo because you don't have a lot of health and it doesn't take a lot of damage with your weapon. So, if you were able to kill him, let me know. And I'm just gonna let the fight play through until the end now without commentary. So if you're interested in seeing that, you can stick around. Alright, see you next time.